Yeah, it's good.
Hey, and welcome back to the podcast. If you're new here, welcome back. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. It is I, Queen Carrie, and
Spikes in the building. I do hope that everyone is doing well and you are excited to be with us on the show on a wonderful Wednesday. Actually, just the day after the quote unquote Monday Mano. And even before that, we did have a public holiday on a Monday. So that sort of messes up with your week. You know, once you do have a public holiday on a Monday, on Tuesday, you're thinking maybe this is a Monday. But then again, you're trying to refix your timetable or refix your schedule. Nonetheless, welcome to the show. I do hope that everyone is well and you are hoping to keep it interactive with us right here on our social media platforms. We are on Twitter, we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube. Subscribe and make sure that you are liking, sharing the live show, and also telling your friends to also join us on the show. Carrie, how is your week been so far?
so far so good.
Yeah.
It was good.
How was
Iko
your
tu
Monday?
na-
Did you get to celebrate with the Muslims? I hear there was a whole lot of slaughtering of
Yeah.
our goats.
I
Do you have any
know.
Muslim
No,
friends
no,
who
no,
are
no,
slaughtering
no.
and are making a festivity?
No, but
Yeah.
it was a holiday for me,
Mm.
but not with them.
Not to
Yeah.
the Muslims.
Yeah.
Because the other time you were complaining here on the show that the weekend has fallen on a Saturday, so it doesn't. Sorry, the holiday has fallen on a Saturday, so it doesn't feel like a holiday. But then again, we got the opportunity to have a weekend, a holiday on a Monday, which is actually something positive at the end of the day. Nonetheless, I have noticed that on a Monday, you know, if you want to see Nairobi for yourself and you want to see Nairobi really, really well, I think the best time to do that is over a holiday. A holiday because there's not a whole lot of traffic. Also, you know, there are not a whole lot of most of the businesses are normally closed on a public holiday, and therefore you will enjoy that kind of a feeling, you know, of getting to see the city without a hurry. On a normal day like today, when you move around the city, you realize, oh, there's a whole lot of hustle and bustle of the city. But when you come around on a holiday,
But
you know, no one will be in a rush. Okay, yeah.
It's funny today
Mm.
when I was coming, I was looking around and I was like, hey, kwani watu wako wapi? Okay,
Watu wameenda wapi?
funny enough because today is a weekday. Haikai
Haikai weekday?
imechangamka. And for a minute I was thinking it's a Sunday.
But nonetheless, it's a Wednesday. But for me, I think Monday was just another normal day. I actually turned up to work, and it was actually it wasn't so busy. Even if you to move about the streets, even for the people who do street vending, wale watu wanauza food, wanauza vitu tofauti tofauti kwa mitaa, you realize that even on a Monday they have taken their break. For example, if you look around, you realize kwamba, for example, like there are people who do sell the coffee, wanazungusha kahawa, coffee vending. If you to look for them, ile imepikwa wanazungusha kahawa. But if you to look for them like on that particular day on a holiday, huwezi wapata popote. But anyhow, guys, let us know how your week started out and also how your week is coming along. We would really, really love to know how it's going for you, and also we would love to know what are your goals for this particular week, because some people do set out for their goals on a Monday. Other people wait until Wednesday for them to set up their goals for the week. But nonetheless, right here on the Kenya Podcast, we do purpose to keep you informed, entertained, and also up to date on what is happening with the latest in the industry. When you're talking about matters entertainment, matters politics, and also matters to do with music as well. And we shall be taking a short break. I want to share with us a song which actually just dropped. Is it 2 days? I think it actually dropped on Monday. And this is a song by the one and only Reassess TJ. He is actually a good friend and he has been making hip hop music for minutes now. The name of the jam is known as Your Pain. And this is by Reassess TJ. Let me share it to the rest of the family so that you can also let me know how you feel about this particular song. Is it jamming or is it not jamming? And also, have you heard about Reassess TJ before? If not, this is your introduction to the Kenyan hip hop artist making a whole lot of wonderful music right here on our podcast for today.
Let me take you on a detour. Lend me your ears. It's real hip hop. Allow me to put this question to test. Do I call myself the best? Have I totally lost respect? Or I'm just the type who don't listen? I'm creating new waves, title change, stuff in the rap game, I grew pain. Senators and governors fighting for bills like who's paying? Waiters wondering, should I go home or choose staying? Is it the tip of the iceberg, or I'm just dreaming of eating a whole Nile bird? The guilt is holding me down. I earn a salary, but hip-hop forces me to see up. Like I'm just a slave to words in this world. Spitting so much saliva enough to fill the earth. Tell me why hold trays when I can be roasting the game? Introduce my Insta style and take over like Jay-Z had a long day. Stop the hate, contemplate, I'm on top of the race. Block my way and I'm up your face. Drop the player, I'ma draw the lane. Laugh the play, it's a modern day. It's not the same, the story's late. People tell me to write about economy. Man, it's the same thing, rather focus on astronomy. He's there on IG, getting ready to follow me. I should marry charity, cause the words I'm giving for free make me look like a philanthropist. This level of expertise is purely magic. Very clever, like holding carrots trying to lure a rabbit. My rap book too has much power, like the cool kid Tariq. If I happen to lose it, then I'ma need two affidavits. Musical excellence runs in me, bring the beat. I'm spiritually gifted, I make the mic speak to me. You gotta let me feed you cheese and some beef that'll probably increase your bon appetit. Forget bragging, this is a matter of more practice. Low acid, you had much sugar in your gastric. They thought their inability to see my value will clearly kill my high mood. I was torn between three girls I worked with, natural selection. You should ask Charles Darwin. I respect you for standing up and telling me the truth. Then he was finding and trying to make me a fool. I don't need a car at my age, I just need courage. With determination that will motivate you to seek some first aid. We cultivate, we can't replay, emancipate the best is let me marinate these raps so great, don't fascinate, believe that outpace. I've been that man who'll give you wisdom through writings, but funny enough, I find it hard to give it to you directly. My career is boiling, I don't let fear exploit me. I take things head on, regardless of whether I'm disappointing.
Yes, that's a little bit of some reassess TJ on that particular music video. And I would actually tell you that he is actually a very, very talented hip-hop artist. When you look at some of the people that we can get to celebrate as Kenyan people when it comes to hip-hop music, I would say we do have upcoming talent, and that is actually taking over in the industry right now. For Kari, who are some of the people that you listen to in terms of hip-hop music? Wale wasanii unasikiza, it would be in Kenya or even anywhere else. Wasanii wagani unasikiza?
Let me ask this.
Hip-hop music, rap music, yeah.
Oh, rap music. Where? Oh, Kenya.
We do have a whole lot. Dr. Pizzo, Calligraph Jones. We do have the Brooklyn Boys. We do have Wakadinali.
Kalifu, uimba, you rap sana. Mov.
Yo.
It's the only thing he does.
That's the only thing he does.
No, but tunasikianga ni kama anaimanga Mov.
No, he's
yes,
actually
ana rhyme, but anaimba.
Yeah, so
ile rap ni ile.
So I think we would actually say that maybe perhaps Kari is not much of a hip-hop fan. But nonetheless, guys, we're talking about Kenyan talent, and that is Reassess TJ on there. And he has been doing music for quite a while. He has a new album out. It's actually known as Nobody Is Perfect. So if you haven't had an opportunity to check him out, manze mtafute pale YouTube, pale vo Spotify, pale vo Instagram, Reassess TJ, and just get to have a feel of that particular wonderful hip-hop music. And of course, I do have another question for Kari. Between Calligraph Jones and Octopizzo, if you were to pick like between those two, who would actually be your person for hip hop or for music? Ni mziki ya nani ambayo nasikia hiyo ndio inaweza, Calligraph Jones or Octopizzo?
Let me say this. No comments.
No comments.
No comments.
That's a bigger problem. But for me, always, any day, I think I would go with Octopizzo for some reason. You know, when it comes to the way he actually does his music, it's kind of, when it comes to bangers or for hits, I think Calligraph Jones has had more hits recently. But when you go back to the old flavor of music, I will be nostalgic and I like to listen to Octopizzo. Two of the songs that I really love, that would be Red Number Plate and also what is the name of this other jam? Red Number Plate. The Red Number Plate. I never be cancelled. Red Number Plate, and also I'm almost forgetting this particular jam. No Money. Red Number Plate and also No Money. But nonetheless, guys, let us know what are some of your favorite hits by our Kenyan artists. Another goat that we should always be giving flowers to, that would be Nyashinski. I always do say that people wait until someone is dead. Naonanga like recently Jambi passed on, and people were out there really talking about how they love Jambi, how she was an inspiration to them and things like that. People wait for people to pass away. Na manze wanaanza kusema alikuwa mtu wangu, hata kuna hii video tulipigwa naye, kuna hii picha tulipigwa naye, and all those other things. But when we did have an opportunity for us to give the flowers to these particular people, no one really, bothered. But nonetheless, for me, I would actually salute Nyashinsky very, very much. Na ningependa kusema this is someone who has actually taken or elevated Kenyan hip hop as well, not just Kenyan hip hop. Nyashinsky is all round, akona like talanta in R&B, akona talanta in all these other genres of music, and that is why I always keep on saying that we should give people their flowers while they are still alive. And that is why I'm giving these flowers to Nyashinsky and saying you have done the most, and I keep representing us and making us proud. But anyhow, so many things have been going on this particular week. Manze, kuna vitu mobs zimekuwa ziki happen, and we want to talk about some of those particular things on here on the show. And first and foremost, kuna huyu magistrate ambaye alishutiwa, and that has actually sparked a conversation about people taking matters into their own hands. We know that to a big extent the Kenyan judicial system is not perfect. If you go anywhere around the world, utapata kwamba the judicial system, there are so many flaws. First and foremost, you'll find kuna corruption mingi sana. There is a way, for example, in Kenya, utapata like if you have money, there is a likelihood that you are able to have your case either thrown out, ama your case itaenda hivi then ipotele for some reason. But we all know that this is also the case in many other different countries. But in this particular year, last week actually on Thursday, kuna these police, the wife was actually taken to court na alikuwa na kesi kotini. So what did happen is that there was a request for a bail. There was a request that the wife be released on a bail. And this particular magistrate at the Makadara Law Court, the chief magistrate there, decided not to give a bail. Akasema for a reason, she denied the bail to this woman because the woman had absconded. So what did happen is that the husband was not happy with this situation. The husband is a police. His name is Kipchirchir. I don't know if the name really makes any difference, but the husband came and took the matters on his own hands na akashoot yule magistrate kwa sababu hakupea bibi yake ruhusa or bail to go home on a cash bail.
Nikuuliza, alimshoot kwa koti?
Yes, akumshoot like nje. Yes, alimshoot huko kwa koti. Haikuwa ati like nyumbani kwake or some place, walikuwa kwa duka or kwa supermarket. No, it was actually there at the court. And
wait, nikuulize. Ukiingia court, haufai kusearchiwa.
You're searched, but it is assumed if you're police, then it means that you might have a pass, kwa sababu you're seen to be like uko pale maybe on official duties. Maybe umekuja pale, there is a case I'm not sure when alikuwa amevalia, but I would assume that would have been the case. So what did happen is that there were other officers, of course, in that particular place. Wale officers, they also came to address the matter, and they also shot at there was the exchange of fire. They also shot at these police. And what did happen is that these police died, and also this woman, the judge, she was actually taken to hospital. But when she was taken to hospital, she actually did succumb to the injuries ambazo alikuwa amepata from just being shot. And I would actually just say, right now, as it is, all the law courts in Kenya wanafaa to raise their flags at half-mast in remembrance of these slain chief magistrate. But what I would actually also say is that there is a feeling, some people who have been done wrong by the justice system, kuna watu wata celebrate, wanasema, oh, good for her, because maybe they might say, oh, maybe it's a payback, asi pia wale wengine wanafanyanga, kuna wale wanachukua hongo. People might not have total trust with the judicial system right here in Kenya. But what happens right now, what I would say, is that mazishi imefanyika, the judiciary has come up and they have made a statement. I don't know if you guys did see the statement that was made by the judiciary right here on X. But for the deputy chief justice, her name is Philomena Muilu. And when during the ceremony, the funeral ceremony, this is what did transpire during this particular funeral ceremony. Let me share with us this particular video. Let me see if I've queued this particular video. But this was her. This was the Philomena Muilu here. And this was what she was saying. She was saying if anyone has wronged you, go to the JSC, the Judicial Service Commission, and more report you. Instead of just coming and shooting at people and killing them, just go take your grievances. Let me share this particular video, and you guys will let me know how you feel about this situation, how it transpired, or how it went down. This is the chief, the deputy chief justice.
But is it?
Yeah.
Okay, tuseme
We must do something to stop
Yeah.
hurting
generally
us at our place of
ni
work.
mahali mnafaa kufanyia justice.
And the law
Is
is
it
clear,
allowed?
and it says that the employer
Even the police
will be the person
Now, firearms. I'm not sure about the legality of the decision, as I say,
working
maybe if they are
place.
actually on official duties now. Unajua kuna ile time unafaa kurudisha your firearm.
We are employed by the people of Kenya.
But if you still perceive to be on duty, I think you're allowed to have your gun. But what did happen? This is a
We all pay taxes.
crime, and as she said,
Everyone
we are
is
also
actually
taxpayers. And she also said, above all, if anyone has wronged you, justice
protect us
justice
and don't kill
the
us.
service commission. But another thing has also come up. With this
Yes.
situation, because even when we're talking about justice, do you guys believe that if this particular police officer went to the Judiciary Service Commission and angepata ile justice, first and foremost, we have seen two appointments. Kuna zile appointments mbili tumeona zimefanywa kwa Judicial Service Commission, and these appointments, one of the appointments that was made was for Isaac Ruto. Isaac Ruto is a friend of William Ruto, and this was a former Bomet governor. So Isaac Ruto, what did happen with him? Aliappointiwa to the JSC, and people might ask if this appointment was done in the rightful way. Would you trust? For example, you're going to sue a judge, and this judge is a close friend of maybe someone else in power. Would you trust the JSC to also be free and fair? Right now, what is going on? Isaac Ruto was actually elected unanimously by the members of the Judicial Service Commission, and right now Ruto is a representative of the public in the commission, having been appointed on June 15th. That was, I think, last year. But then again, I would say people might have their questions. Let me see, Vice Chair. Let me see. People might have their questions on whether to trust, this particular Judicial Service Commission as well. And this is why. Let me share this story with us. Ndio muone kama there is a problem somewhere here. Let me share this with us. And this is a former Bomet governor. This was him, the ex-governor Isaac Ruto, elected as JSC vice chairperson, and this was just recently. Former Bomet governor Isaac Ruto has been elected in to be the vice chairperson of the Judicial Service Commission. So some of these appointments are normally also, as in kulingana na nani unajua. That is the thing. They are more of the connections that you do have in the circles. Yeah, they are more of the connections you do have in the circles. But anyhow, guys, let us know. Would you also trust the JSC also as well? Let us know if you would also trust them. But for the case of this particular police officer, he was shot dead. So you cannot charge a deceased. Was it charge him to amekufa? Once they are dead, then case inaishia hapo. There is no one to hand or to put the blame on. Yeah, both of. Yeah, so I don't think there will be a case here. Not because the victim is dead and the perpetrator is dead. Go on.
Do you think bibi yake atatolewa?
Bibi yake now, hiyo ndio shida sasa, because now case itatransferiwa kwa some other magistrate. Yeah, so the case will still continue, and they might also make her an example. She is not the one who shot the judge, but I would also see it going also another way, where she also suffers because of this particular situation. But anyhow, guys, this is a podcast, and we want to thank everyone for joining us on the show. In case you want to drop your comment, please feel free. In case you want to write to us an email, you can also write to us podcast@gmail.com. And in case you would also like to join us sometime as a guest on the show, also feel free to write to us podcast@gmail.com and let us know. In case you also want to give us suggestions on some of the topics that you would like us to address on the Kenyan podcast, also feel free. you can write to us kenyanpodcast@gmail.com, and we are always more than delighted to hear from you. But moving away from that particular issue, there is a video circulating on our social media, and this is a video of the Senator Gloria. And this Senator Gloria, she was, of course, at the parliamentary meeting yesterday with the rest of the Kenya Kwanza administrators. And I understand she's also an ambassador for period poverty. She's an ambassador for period poverty. And I don't know if you've moved around the city and you've seen some of the buildings. Sijui kama umeziona. But now kuna swali ambayo imekame up. Yeye jana alikuwa kwa meeting ya the parliamentary meeting which was had at the State House. And this government, the Kenya Kwanza government, ilikuwa imesuggest some more taxes on these sanitary towels. For her, she is for free sanitary towels to all women and girls. But now again, she's also backing up a proposal to add taxes on these particular sanitary towels. So what is your opinion maybe perhaps on this particular matter? Do you think that she's serious about her quest or her claim for her having these sanitary towels being free for young girls and for girls and women? What is your opinion, Labda?
Okay. Mostly onanga inakwanga juu ya niyo kufanya kazi hiyo kufanya
onekana anafanya kazi.
Oh, we'll do this, we'll do that. Hata utaweza pata even the whole 5 years itapita, your story itakanyagiwa, and maybe tuseme amutiwe tena ingie back to the government, bado the same thing. I feel like wanajisemeshanga in order watu wampende, in order hata next time wamvutie, but even in the end kuna ule mkubwa
mwenye na make all decisions za hii nini, how
sasa atamwambia even ndo iko chini ya maji, but kwa watu wengine this is how I want us to present ourselves.
So there is internal, kuna politics behind the doors na kuna politics the public. I think that is also what happens. Mostly what they do say in public, it's very, very different from what they say in private, and that is what has been happening now.
Inajulizanga either way, unaumiza mwananchi huyo, unamuumiza. Because let me tell you, kwa mtu mwenye hajui wadada hana anything but hope, atakuwa akisema kuna hiyo siku, kuna hiyo siku things will work for us. But huwezi uzia a hope to someone that's all they have.
Ndio shida. At the end of the day we need tangibles. Kuna lazima kukuwa na tangibles. If you tell me about
ufanye at least ikwe uko nje, even though as much as hizi vitu zingine will happen, do whatever you say.
At least some action.
Na feeling like now we are getting used to it. Like
as any story imeambiwa,
unaambiwa unasema okay sawa, we had it.
Recently there was a thread going on. Ilikuwa thread some of the promises that Kenyans have been made to Kenyans by the president. Na hiyo thread ilikuwa it had so many videos. First and foremost, there was a video about the gas prices kushuka. There was another video about a factory ile Naivasha. Which other story? So there were so many stories that have been coming up na unashindwa, like at the end of the day at least you have to do something, because this story hii ingine imekuwa ni story ya Zaba pekee. Every other place you go it's a story every other time after promise after promise after promise. But nonetheless, guys, let me know how you feel about the JSC. Let me know how you feel about that particular one. I would really, really love to know from you. And apart from that, I would also love to know what your opinion is about this whole parliamentary meeting that came up with some few resolutions. Are you okay with the resolutions that were made yesterday? For example, they removed that particular proposal to have taxes, more charges on the bread, and also apart from that, also the taxes that were supposed to be imposed on cars, and a couple of other differences. Let us know, what are your opinions? Unafikiria kama is it enough? Some of those amendments, amendments.
Yeah. The video is so I can't remember her name, that alisema matatu for the poor.
Who?
So Exactly.
Matatu ni ya
For the poor. And this statement is the fact that maybe at a mwenyewe, okay, tuseme kitambo before apate whatever apata right now. So yeah, kuna gari, kuna nini. So obviously kuna time alikuwa anapanda matatu. Yes, I know ni watu, those people that she called.
Matatu see for the poor. See other people who decide instead of just taking my car out, let me just go ahead and use this particular matatu nifike job. So right now, Kenya has scrapped some of the tax hike proposals, of course, that were made. And as the protesters did get to rally yesterday in Nairobi, the civil society say 210 people were arrested, including protesters, journalists, observers from different rights groups. And you can see all of that going on yesterday. So the Kenyan government has retracted plans to impose multiple tax hikes. The presidency said during an announcement of the amendments to the bill, and the finance bill has been amended to remove proposed 16% VAT on bread. So that will, of course, the thing is, if you came up today, we increase price of commodity to 200 shillings or with 200%, then tomorrow we reduce na 30%, you still kuna 170 and you umeongeza juu. So, but the thing is, the finance bill has been amended to remove the proposed 16% on VAT on bread, transportation of sugar, financial services, for example, is a transact on a mobile money, exchange transactions as well.
M-Pesa, ati ukituma ilikuwa 40 bob.
Yeah. See, you cannot
a whole 40 bob.
See how much that would have been, but I would need to educate myself more on this. But the thing is, the finance bill has been amended to remove these transportation of sugar, financial services, foreign exchange transactions, as well as 2.5% motor vehicle tax. That is what was said. But I think this is just a mere PR ya kujaribu kupunguza the wrath. Yeah, kupunguza the wrath. And of course, the civil society group said 210 people were arrested, including protesters, journalists, and observers from different rights groups. One of the things that I've realized right now is that, of course, Amnesty International made a demand. They said, we demand the immediate release and the immediate and unconditional release of all arrested protesters and observers. We call on the National Police Service official to uphold its duty to protect and respect the rights of citizens to assemble peacefully. Every Kenyan has a right to assemble peacefully, but right now there was that particular whole issue of, a whole lot of coercement and, beating up of protesters who are just protesting even without peacefully, just because they have that particular right to protest peacefully. Let us know what you feel about these amendments, this particular proposal. Are they easing the burden? For me, I think it's just a way kufanya hii story kwanza cool down kidogo, then they still find ways of making things happen and screwing us as a Kenyan people. Another thing that has made me happy this particular time is that Gen Z wamejituma proper. Right now, even for these young ladies, say, is a young lady who was saying, Raila, just be on the side. Let's handle this one by our own selves. And I just want to share this particular video because nimeona Rao pia amejituma leo ati ana retweet your post, juu amecomment na amemwambia sijui nini, but he's a proud, yeah, I'm not sure whether, but this is what he said, a proud father. Okay, what he did say was that hongera sana to this young lady and all those who bravely stood up for their rights. And this is what Baba had to say. This was a retweet. This was a repost. Let me share this particular one. If I'm able to share this one, I can share this with us because Baba pia ako pale, but watu wamekuwa wakiuliza, where is Baba? But when Baba was telling you muandamane, you guys were like, mbona anasumbua. But this is what was going on with this young lady. And Gen Z sayo wameama hii time ya
Agombo, this is a message to you. Usitoke, don't come. Agombo, please stay at home. We saw your efforts, okay? We saw everything that you did for Kenya. Now let us. We miss you. Agombo, this is a message to you. Usitoke, don't come. Agombo, please stay at home. We saw your efforts, okay? We saw everything that you did for Kenya. Now let us. We miss you, but Agombo, please don't even come outside. Don't come outside. Tunatoka on your behalf, okay?
That was a message to Agombo.
Agombo, this is a message to you. Usitoke, don't come. Agombo.
Alafu tupamane na hii hadi. So there's a change, kitambo ilikuwa ni agombo wanaambia watu endeni, but this particular time, when a movement is happening, when a revolution is happening, ingekuwa ni time ya kina Kalonzo na kina Gombo, there are people they can directly say hao ndio wanachocha, wana influence watu, but when the movement is from the ground up, then it means that you will not pin it down to any one person, and that is when a real revolution does get to happen. Anyhow, this is the Kenyan podcast. I do hope that everyone is doing fantastic, and you are excited to be with us on the show, and also for taking your time and your minute, to stream through Manze story. If you would like to join us sometime, just I will shoot you a link any day, anytime to join us on the show. Because this is a forward conversation. Leo naona career ametulia sana. This is a forward conversation for some real career ametulia leo. But this is a forward conversation. Anyone that would like to join us even on a subsequent show, please make sure that you just let us know. Hit us up. DM us. Unaweza DM hapo hivyo Twitter, unaweza email kenyanpodcast@gmail.com, na pia unaweza fika pale hivyo IG Kenyan Podcast and let us know what it is. And we would love to hear and have you on the show as well. For now, unless Karia wants to add a few more things.
Ile story sana inaniwei hurt is history ya watoto shule.
Yeah.
Like mtoto anagonjeka, the school doesn't do anything. Hata when they ask, like, okay, after now the kid has passed, unaulizwa nini happen? Oh, alianguka, kavunjika, kafanya nini? Like the fact that unajua alianguka, alifanya hii, so unampeleka hosi. It's not that at the school will pay for the medical or whatever. Yes, ni mzazi. And I expect me kuleta mtoto wangu shule. I expect you as the teacher to be now the parent. You need to actually care for these kids. You need to be there. If anything happens, we unafaa kuwa hapo kwa front line. And it really pains me because every single time unasikia watoto wanakufa shule. Like how
there was one that drowned in a swimming pool. Was it about like 5 months ago? Kuna mtu really drowned kwa swimming pool, and there was a bit of a neglect. I think ilikuwa negligence kwa sababu there's someone who would have maybe perhaps done saving around there. But then again, I think they should also, be met with the full force of the law, because if you negligent, then you're supposed to be sued for negligence, and you're supposed to take full responsibility for that. But nonetheless, yes, I do believe that sometimes people just need to kulenga too, like they don't really care at the end of the day. But
either way, the problem is, even though as much as you want to be ignorant about it, civil hata itajulikana. Sawa, itajulikana. And me as a parent, I need to know answers. I need to know what really happened. And obviously, civil attendant home is like, okay, you know what? Let me go and nimzike, and that's it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I will have questions.
Yeah.
I will actually go to the court, sue you and do all this thing.
Yeah.
But then you bring a whole school down for something you, as to some matter principal, as a teacher, as you could have taken that, privilege, honors,
a responsibility to actually just do the right thing at the end of the day. I do believe that.
But hiyo kitu inanikumbushanga hata mimi nilikuwa high school. I felt sick, like really sick to a point where I couldn't do exam. And ile kitu nini save is the students. Nika tulifanya riot. Like unajua kubebwa because nilikuwa na shida yangu, nilibebwa mpaka kwa ofisi. And I don't think
that someone pretend. What was the thing? Why not?
And funniest enough, it was visible because it was too complicated. And the fact that you're going to kunywa painkillers to spray some.
Why
whatever.
Then would they turn to medics? If your teachers just give medics the job, not seeing any kusama spray ama painkillers. But anyhow, there's a problem somewhere, and people need to actually just. Common sense is not common these days, but I do hope people just try and make it common. Nonetheless, this has been the Kenyan podcast. I do hope that everyone is doing well, and that you are excited to have join us on this particular show. And I do hope that you join us even on the subsequent one. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please make sure you do. Kindly do. This is the Kenyan podcast, and you can always connect with us on our different socials. I did say it's Kenyan podcast on Instagram, Kenyan podcast on YouTube, Kenyan podcast on Facebook, and on Threads as well. Till next time, much peace and love. I want to say kwaheri. Till next time, bye bye.